Good day to you, gentle person from the internet, and thank you for joining me as we take a look at Crack the Portals. Very, very interesting game made for TryJam 362, which is a game jam where you create a game in 3 hours. It's a 3-hour game jam, which is terrifyingly short. And this is actually an amazing kind of gameplay experience. It's more about like a game mechanism than an actual full-fledged game as we might think of it. So I need to remember that and critique it from that angle, as it were. But yeah, it excites me greatly because there's some very, very amazing gameplay ideas here that this game is presenting to us, and also it has portals in it, and I love games with portals ever since I played Portal. So yeah, Valve, take note of this one because this is good. This is interesting stuff. Anyway, let us jump in and just show how the game works, and then we can talk about the fine details a bit later. So, what is happening is this is essentially our gameplay view. We have this ball dropping from the center of the screen at a certain rate, and we have these upgrades on the right, kind of the sort of a bit of incremental ideas here. So that's the basic gameplay mechanic, is earning money to build these, to buy these upgrades in the usual incremental manner. But how do we make money? We make money essentially in two ways. At the moment, we make money if this ball hits hits the wall or the roof, I suppose. There are sort of boundaries here, and if the ball impacts with that boundary, we earn $1. And then eventually we can unlock collision income, which means if a ball hits another ball, it also makes money. And we can also upgrade to the point that we earn portal income, which means every time a ball goes through a portal, we earn some money. But at the moment those are at 0, so we don't earn anything yet. Now, I mentioned portals. So what are the portals? The portals we create by click and dragging with our mouse. And we draw one there, and that is the entry point, but the ball bypasses at the moment because there's no exit. And then we draw an exit. Actually, I'm going to draw this a little bit higher. So we draw it there, and then we draw an exit over here. And then the ball... Okay, let's do it a little bit further back just while we're giving the demo off. So the ball travels through that portal, and then as you can see there's a little arrow sort of deciding what direction it is. This is the number one kind of portal. Over here is the number 2 portal, and the way the ball goes in relative to this arrow is the way the ball comes out. So if it goes in on the arrow, kind of against the arrow direction, then it comes out with the arrow direction. And then of course the ball then comes in there, goes out there, hits the wall, and we earn $1, and we're slowly earning money from it. And we can buy our first thing, which is the spawn rate. We can make the balls come out a little bit faster. As you can see, there's spawn rate, which makes the balls come out faster. Portal income, which means we get money every time the ball goes through a portal. Collision income, every time a ball hits another ball. Wall bonus, we earn more money per time the ball hits the wall. Portal speed, the balls come out of the portal a little bit faster. And then portal pair, where we get extra portals. And as you can see, these are all 1 out of 10, or 0 out of 10 for the ones we haven't purchased yet. And this one's 0 out of 5, so we get like 6 portals in total, I think. Yeah, let's buy a little bit more bonus so we earn money a little bit quicker. And that is, in essence, the game. So the idea is that we just try and make as much money as we can, and we can move these portals around. So it's left click and drag to draw a portal, right click to remove them. And if we have multiple portal pairs, we can right click one of the portals to remove that pair, while leaving the other pairs in place. So let's draw this a little bit up here where it's close there, and we can draw it like so, where it is quite close to the wall, and it goes back in through the portal again, which will be a lot more relevant when we buy portal income, which we can buy now. So now we're getting extra money because every time it goes through there. But what we can do is when we hit $25 is buy another portal. We can do that, so we can then draw a portal, let's say over here, And we can then draw another exit over here. And so on. Now we're making cash quite quickly. Let's boost the spawn rate. It's coming a bit faster. We can buy a wall bonus. I don't want to buy portal speed there, but we can buy more portal income. So now we're getting $1 every time it goes through a portal, and it looks like $3 every time it hits a wall. We can buy more wall bonus. Let's buy the spawn rate again. Change the sounds in an interesting way. Buy another portal. And we can put the portal over there. And no, wrong way. Portal over there. And make it come this way. And so on. Obviously, this can get actually quite crazily complex because you can have the balls start hitting each other, and as we boost the portal speed, you can see maybe that'll happen, be a little bit more likely to happen. Start boosting the wall income just so the money comes in a bit faster. Those two are hitting at the same time. That's quite pleasant. And the sounds are quite well managed with it. I prefer this. I'm not sure about the sounds. We can talk about that in the critique section. Let's see if we can get some collisions happening. Let's buy another portal pair. You can go there. Let's draw you like so. Let's see if that does anything. Oh. No, because we're just going through those portals now. There. Draw you here. There we go. Now we've got some collisions happening every second one. I quite like that. It's quite pleasing. Boost our collision incoming. Spawn rate. Portal income. Or bonus. Just boosting the amount of money that we get. We're not colliding anymore. That's interesting. Why is that energy going? It's just vanishing. But now every time we buy portal speed, things start eventually missing because now they're coming out so fast that the angles are all out. So these two appear to be no longer in line there. I mean, that'll do for now. We're still making lots and lots of money. Portal income, wall bonus. Speed rate to speed things up a bit. Now, I will say that I have generated quite sort of calm things here. Everything is quite chilled out. What I can do is if I just right-click all the portals and make them go away, we can start generating quite a bit of chaos. So let's create a portal at the bottom here. And let's generate there. And then if we draw another portal here, draw it like so. Portal here. That backwards. Portal here. Hmm. It must be intersecting with that portal and then going back out the other way, and then back into that one. So yeah, so you can create kind of increasing lines of chaos, increasing lines of interaction with the various portals as you as you buy your way up it. Get rid of these lads. All right, so you're in there. You're in there. It's creating all sorts of delightful chaos, and that's just one portal. Another good one where I didn't even intend to do that. And we can catch some of them there, and some of them over there, occasionally. Boost our portal speed up a bit. And now they're really flying through, because they now get accelerated every time they go through a portal. Boost our collision income, and we can make more money, because these things are hitting each other a lot. And now I am getting distracted and I'm getting pulled into it, because there's just so much you can mess around with here to play with these things. So if I put it here, for example, and I put it here. Getting the portals to kind of face the right way is actually quite difficult. And now we've got chaos occurring over there. But I can interrupt that chaos with another portal here. And let's put it this way so it comes out that way. And I mean, these balls are really traveling now because they are chaotic. And somehow I've managed to get order again out of this chaos. I'm not even sure how these are missing each other. And I still have another portal over here, so I can do you and do you. And we have this exercise in just confusing patterns. Add another portal in there. Draw you over here. And why not over here? Yep, now we have chaos because the balls are hitting each other. And every time they miss a collision, they loop through the system and then cause a collision which stops the next loop through the system. It's very, very impressive. Anyway, it's too much noise. Let's reload that. And I think I've shown enough gameplay there, so come and give this a go, come and give this a fiddle. I mean, even if it's not so much a game in the sense that, you know, you're playing through a storyline or something like that, it is an absolutely fascinating thing to mess around with, and just see how you can generate stuff, generate chaos or order through these ideas of things coming in or out. And yeah, I don't know. Either you're going to see the charm in that, or you're not. I'm not really sure how to explain it, and I think that's fascinating in itself. Why is this so interesting? Why is this so fun to fiddle with? What is the charm of this game? And that's very, very hard to put into words. I don't know, and that's why I think one of the reasons why I'm trying to show this off to you. One of the things that I'm fascinated about is the fact that I don't know what I'm fascinated about, and it's odd. It's a very, very odd kind of game concept. I don't want to call this a full-fledged game because it clearly isn't. I mean, there's the makings of a solid, basic, incremental game there with the upgrade paths and the way of getting money. But this was made for a very short-term game jam, so I suppose within the context of that, this is a full-fledged game. But outside of that, this is a concept that needs to be made into a game. and that in itself is quite exciting, because it's going to be very interesting to see where this developer might go with that concept, where he's going to kind of create more gameplay elements in it. And I can see a lot of potential there, using portals to attack enemies, or you know, do machinery, solve puzzles, those kinds of things. I think this is a wonderful set of very strong, stable mechanisms that can be used to be built into more of a game. And yeah, I want to see that. I want to see that happen. So please, developer, keep going with this. Get some music in the background. So, if you are just here for the gameplay, well, the link's in the description. I hope you come and give this a game, even if it's just very, very quick. I mean, this loads very, very quickly. It's an in-browser game. It's 2 clicks away. So really do yourself a favor and come and give it a play, and then maybe leave a comment for the developer, because there's barely any comments in the comment section. Yeah, and best of luck to the developer for this game jam. We have a look at it. Not a lot of entries, sadly, but I think this is quite a scary game jam concept, because 3 hours is insanely short. You know, I think most people won't be able to do anything in 3 hours. Let's have a look at the overview. So submissions closed yesterday. It's now in a kind of 3 day, I guess. So values of 3. 6th to 9th, and then 3 days of voting. And the theme is Kraken Reality. It looks like they were voting on the theme. It's a weekly game jam where your goal is to make something playable in just 3 hours. Yeah, the history shows that it's more than possible, but that is a very, very, very intimidating goal. Who's this YouTuber? I don't know. I guess one of the organizers of the game jam. It looks a little bit like Jacksepticeye, but sort of. Yeah, fascinating. I think that's as interesting as the game we were looking at. It's just this idea of 3 hours to make a game. What can you do in 3 hours? I mean, I'm not much of a developer, but in 3 hours I would barely get set up, let alone start making things. I suppose if you've got a lot of experience and a lot of the kind of the basic infrastructure in place, and knowledge of the engines and things, you would have a lot of tools to start off with. But still, very, very interesting. Also interesting, this Japanese there. I can't read that kanji. 3G kan no Gameu. Is that Jamu? I don't know. I'm trying. I'm learning slowly. Yeah, so it's the 3 hour game jam, I guess that's what that says. Fair enough, understandable. So, yeah, if you are just here for the gameplay, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like or dislike if you liked or disliked the video, not the game. If you like or dislike the game, go and vote for it in the game jam or something like that. But if you liked or disliked the video and you leave a like or a dislike, please leave a comment telling me why you liked it or disliked it, because those comments really do help me get better at making videos that you guys will then want to watch. I mean, I don't know, if you guys aren't commenting, maybe you really like the videos the way I'm doing them. I'm terrified of that idea, because I don't feel I'm very good at them. So, you know, tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like. Should I play the games more? Should I play them less? Less critique, more critique? I don't know. Should I sing a song? Don't ask for that, because I might do it. Nobody wants that. Yeah, just tell me things, and then hit subscribe if you want to see more indie games, because what we do around here on this channel is we support indie games, because the world needs more support for indie games, because we need to take those big AAA game companies down a notch and teach them that people aren't interested in their microtransaction AI slop. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Yeah, and we're doing it through the medium of finding good indie games to play, as very, very clever developers like Space Distort here generate these amazing ideas, and that's why I get so excited about seeing them grown more. I want to see more of this, please do more. And that's it from the game review side of things, the game showcasing, the game display, let's talk about some critiques. So if you are heading out now because you're just here for the reviews, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. If you are here for the critiques, well, let us talk first of all about the UI, of which there is very little. Where are your quality of life sound controls? How can I turn this music off but keep the in-game sounds if I so wished? Yes, I know it's for a 3-hour game jam. Obviously that's not going to be in the game, but if you do continue to work on this game post-game jam, please add some quality of life sound controls. I would say that in terms of the sort of gameplay UI management thing, a lot more work done on how to put the portals down would be nice, because if I place a portal, first of all, it is quite hard to line it up the way I want. I've sort of learned through messing around with it what that distance is, but I'm constantly like I'm trying to put it like so, you know, and I'm trying to get in the middle, but I end up doing it there or there or something like that, so it's just clipping on the edge of it. And I think it doesn't really matter in terms of how the portal mechanics work, but it does. I would love to be able to drag it, you know, sort of place a portal and then drag it to where I want it. Is there any value in creating a little portal? I suppose so balls don't clip with it, but that would be quite hard. It would be nice to have a place where I create a portal, maybe in a corner. So there's like a little sort of portal creation box over here or down here or something like that, and then I create the portal there, and then I click and drag it to where I want it, and then maybe holding down a different key, then click and rotate it to the direction I want to rotate it in, that kind of stuff. So more fine-tuning, fiddling abilities to create the portals, because currently all we have is right-click and drag. You know, you got to hold the mouse down to move it in a particular direction, and then kind of figuring out whether the thing is going to come in or out is quite hard. You know, and what direction it takes when it goes in, and which way the portal is facing. And yes, we have the little arrow and the dots and things to say that this is the side of the portal. Am I right though if I say that it comes in this way and it comes out the bottom? Yeah, so the way it enters the portal is the area that it comes out of. So if you see it's hitting the portal on the opposite side to where the dots and the little arrow points, and then it exits the portal on the opposite side to where the little dots and the arrow points are. Is that right though? I mean, it's like the portal reverses the shot. I would think if it came in the direction of the arrow, it should go out with the direction of the arrow. I don't know if is that a graphical bug, or is that how it's supposed to work? I don't know. That doesn't feel quite right to me. I won't say that it made it difficult for me to think about it, because I was struggling just through my own dimness to figure it out when I first kind of gave this game a test play, but I don't know if that feels quite right. Anyway, UI, yes, the UI critique there is please give us more tools to fiddle with the portal controls. And obviously kind of a tutorial. I'm big on tutorials. I think they're a very, very important part of a good game experience, good game design. You need to take the player by the hand and show them how your game works. The best games have really good tutorials, and especially here in the itch.io space, we have people who haven't really been exposed to games much, and they don't have that basic set of mental tools to figure out how a game plays, how the game controls work. So those are the kind of people you are being exposed to here in the itch.io space. So please do not forget to assume that your player knows nothing about how to play a game, and add the tutorial in accordingly. And you can have quite complex gameplay mechanics and gameplay controls as long as you teach the player how to use them in a friendly and enjoyable way. So yeah, don't try and make your game simpler necessarily. Just try and make your game tutorial better, and then you can have complex games, and even people who've never really been exposed to games will learn very quickly and very comfortably how to play their games with a good tutorial. So that's why I'm on about that. I've done enough talking about the UI. The sounds are fine. I like them a bit more portally sounds, so instead of whoop, like a choo or something like that every time a ball goes through. And yes, that might get annoying when you have a lot of balls, but I don't know. This doesn't feel portally to me. The sound when it hits the wall is quite pleasant actually. That sort of ching. So it's the boof of hitting the wall and the ching of earning some money. Although I don't think we earn anything for the portal income there, do we? We don't get the ching every time it goes through a portal. Probably again a good thing because you end up with a steady stream of balls there, but yeah, I don't know. It sounds difficult because they need to be satisfying. They need to really really drag the player into the experience, really give them a little burst of pleasure. Okay, so it does go ching every time you earn money. That's quite nice. It's quite nice actually. That isn't as annoying as I thought it would be. It's quite pleasant. Yeah, not bad at all. So sounds are good. I don't like the whoop sound. You know, it would be nice. I like the whoop as it generates a ball, but portal sound would be nice if it was like a zoop or a zoop, something like that. A zoop. You know, not just another whoop. The art of the game looks good. It's obviously this is more about the here is this portal experience than any actual gameplay, but I think it's presented really, really well. It's very, very comfortable to look at. I like this background. I think it's very, very relaxing. I think this was very easy to get into and look at, and the portals look interesting as well. Possibly color the inside of the portal, or maybe change the color when there's a complete portal there, or something like that. I don't know, like give it a little shimmer or something. A little visual effect every time it goes through the portal would be nice as well, though I will say obviously that's going to add to the processing strain as it gets more and more. I don't know how well that will fit into a browser game particularly. But I mean, this is very, very efficient. I was running it with a lot of balls flying around in different directions, and it was still running absolutely smoothly. So excellent dev work being done in the background there. Good engine. Yeah, it looks wise. I think this is fine. I can definitely think of things to add to it, but I think as a basic idea, this is very attractive. We've already spoken quite a bit about the gameplay. I'd like to see this taken more. I'd like to see puzzles that you solve and things like that, rather than just another incremental game. This is a good way to get a basic game out, this incremental idea. But yeah, it would be nice to see this turned into like a puzzle game or an action game of some sort or something. And then, of course, that's where you have to talk about lore and all of that kind of writing stuff and things coming into it. So that's a whole different discussion. Not really appropriate at this level of this game's life cycle. Yeah, all in all, I think this is beautiful, and I think you guys need to come and play this, and I think I need to stop talking about it and come and fiddle with this some more. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in the next video. And goodbye.